What if I told you Mercedes, once dominant, are suddenly at a major tire disadvantage? And that could hand Verstappen a surprise in Canada. Stick around. Hello, F1 fans. Welcome back to Fuel Up Daily, here with your Canada GP Deep Dive. Today, we've got a gripping storyline, George Russell on pole, Verstappen starting P2, and an explosion of tension around tire wear that could reshuffle race day dynamics. We'll walk through the weekend from qualifying to race day, dig into Mercedes' puzzling tire struggles, and reveal why that observation from Helmut Marko could rewrite Sunday's outcome. Let's fire up. George Russell delivered a stunning Q3 lap on the medium tire, beating Verstappen by 0.160 seconds for his first pole of 2025. Tire strategy insight: both contenders chose the Pirelli C5 medium for their final run, a tactic that paid off on Montreal's cooler asphalt surface. Telemetry breakdown: Verstappen's later braking into Turn 1 gave early top speed advantages, but Russell's superior exit speed through Turn 9 sealed the deal. Russell, mega lap, felt great to finally get pole. Verstappen, tire strategy complicated, last lap decision made all the difference. Stick with us because later we'll show how that qualifying tire choice becomes crucial later under race pressure. Verstappen's late race collision with Russell in Spain earned him a 10-second penalty and 3 super license points, leaving him just 1 point shy of a race ban. Verstappen's reaction: "It's really pissing me off. I don't need to hear it again. Very childish." Russell's retort hinted rivalry but stayed composed. "We're both here to race, not dwell on it." Championship impact: Verstappen at 11 license points, 12 would ban him from Austria. The looming threat creates extra pressure. Meanwhile, Russell inherits the pole and a chance to tilt the momentum back. Race start: Russell holds off Verstappen into Turn 1. Clean getaway gives midfield contenders room to build. Early stints: Verstappen pits early, switching to the hard tires after sensing front left issues. Tire chatter on track: Verstappen reports, "Not good, really fragile from early laps." Leclerc and Piastri confirm degradation woes. Dynamic tension builds. Russell stays out longer, timing his pit stop to undercut. Emerging ahead, Antonelli jumps into podium contention. Mid-race, Piastri holds strong but reports graining, a precursor to the McLaren collision later. And just wait, this early tire chatter leads directly into our tire wear bombshell later on. Next, Open Channel Audio reveals Mercedes entering meltdown mode with tire temps. Why that matters more than you think, and what Red Bull and Verstappen might do with that advantage. Late drama: with 3 laps left, Norris and Piastri collide. Norris takes full blame. Silly misjudgment. Safety car ends race. Russell takes win. Verstappen P2. Rookie Antonelli secures Mercedes P3. Post-race commentary: Russell: "Well done, team. This makes up for last year's loss." Antonelli: "Push cost me tire life, but getting that podium, amazing." Verstappen: "Frustrated. Tire issues overshadow the result." Championship snapshot: Piastri extends lead to 198 points, 22 ahead of Norris and 43 ahead of Verstappen. McLaren leads constructors with 374 points. Mercedes moves to 199, Ferrari at 183. If this deep dive into the weekend's key moves is hitting the mark, smash that like button and subscribe to unpack the tire deficit that might be Mercedes' undoing. We pick back up with Helmut Marko's key insight, that Mercedes was significantly worse on tire wear during long runs compared to Red Bull. Let's unpack exactly what that means. Direct quote from Marko on Service TV: "We can live with second place, especially if you look at the long runs. Mercedes looked significantly worse in terms of tire wear, and last year Verstappen, also managed to win from P2. Race simulations revealed Mercedes packaged more aggressive setups, but suffered steeper degradation, costing them 0.2 to 0.3 per lap by stint end. Piastri confirms Verstappen, doesn't just look fast over one lap, but also in the race simulation." Here's the million-dollar question: did Merc simply out-qualify themselves and fail on tire strategy? Compound overview: Pirelli C4, medium, and C5, soft, were the weekend's focus. Mediums maintain longer, but softer C5s offer more grip, key in qualifying. Both Mercedes and Red Bull used mediums to balance pace and longevity. Circuit effect: Montreal is relatively low wear with smooth asphalt, but cooler temperatures disrupt tire warm-up and cause graining, drying grip mid-stint. 3. Data dive: in FP2 long runs, Mercedes showed blister-free but decaying tires. Average lap, 116 to 116 early, drifting up to 117 late in stint. Red Bull Verstappen started 116.1 and stayed consistently strong, only plus 0.3 by stint end. 4. Impacts on strategy. Mercedes needed earlier pit stops or heavier fuel to support late stint pace. Red Bull and McLaren could stretch stints or react to strategies, an upper hand in mid-race flexibility. But what did the engineers say? Check out this fascinating team radio from both squads. Before moving ahead, to check your F1 knowledge, here is a question for you. Do you know who was Max's teammate before Sergio Perez joined Red Bull in 2021? Comment your answer below and prove yourself a die-hard F1 fan. Now back to the story. Mercedes, Russell and engineer. Front left temps dropping, graining setting in. Can we extend a lap 30? Pace falling off more than expected. Red Bull Verstappen engineer. Tires holding Max. Push long.
McLaren, Piastri, Norris. Norris, your tires are fine. Piastri, you're graining, slightly undercutting Alonso. Analysis, Mercedes voice tone hints frustration and urgency. Red Bull remains analytical and confident. A snapshot moment. Mercedes pitted Russell before RPM spike, a sign they were chasing strategy to mask tire loss. Stick around after this segment. We compare this weekend's Australian duel to historic Canada GPs to show how tire hits shape legacy. Drivers standings: Piastri, 198 PTS, leading by 22 over Norris, 43 ahead of Verstappen. Russell climbs to 4th strategically within striking distance. Hamilton and Leclerc, both P5, P6, within 50 points of leaders, still in play. Constructors race. McLaren leads with 374 points, Mercedes 199 ahead of Ferrari's 183. Significance. Mercedes must build consistency and mitigate the tire cliff. Red Bull now sees Verstappen as true title contender again. His second place hints at strategic parity. Which strategy swings the 2025 season? Don't go anywhere. We've got predictions coming up. 2010 Canadian GP. Massive graining on super softs forced Hamilton's key strategic choices. 2012, one-stop strategies failed. Tires going off led to Hamilton reclaiming late race. 2014's Rosberg-Hamilton tire saga. High degradation and engine overheating forced Mercedes rethink. 2018, Vettel rear tire failure on Hypersoft, casting Ferrari aside. Relevance today. Tire degradation in Montreal has shifted from strategy to championship lever, affecting momentum and driver psychology. Mercedes graining this weekend mirrors 2012's mid-race cliff. Unless corrected, they face repeat obstacles. Mercedes had strong pace Friday, but by Sunday they were torching tires. Verstappen staying out late was masterstroke. Marko read it perfectly. The F1 community sees tire as the unexpected deciding factor. Red Bull analytics praised, Mercedes scrutiny mounting. 1. Short-term Austrian GP July 6th, high temps medium wear equals another tire gamble. Mercedes must recalibrate strategy by simulation, shorter stints, lowered camber. Red Bull will likely mirror but adapt if temperatures spike. 2. Car development path. Mercedes to bring W16 upgrades, floor barge boards aimed at mechanical grip, not aero. Tire heating check. Aim to keep FL temps inside optimal window, 80 to 90 degrees Celsius. 3. Championship forecast: Verstappen to gain 15 points if Mercedes fail to correct. Russell Hamilton must score consistently to stay with McLaren, else response pace required. Scenario A. Mercedes fix it with front left tweak. Russell dominates Austria. Mercedes claw back 20 points. Scenario B. Issue persists. Verstappen capitalizes with 2+ wins over 2 weekends. Momentum swings ahead with psychological boost. Scenario C. McLaren surge if Mercedes stumble twice. McLaren control constructors margin, possibly locking top 3. That's a wrap on the Canada GP tire thriller. If this analysis gave you fresh eyes on tire warfare, subscribe now. Fuel your F1 obsession with our tech breakdowns, driver drama, and race-ready previews. Hit the bell so you don't miss our Austrian upgrade guide next week. And hey, let us know your bold prediction for Austria in the comments. This is Fuel Up Daily. See you in Spielberg.